Another morning. Gonna pre-haul some logs this morning for a while. It's raining just to the west of us, so I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we don't get rained out here in a bit. I know there's rain chances the next 5 days. I'm following Dad back here. I'm in my diesel. I'm gonna go back here and jump on the skidder and pile up these logs and bunch them for him. That way he can just sit there in one spot, grab and go. Had to do a little trimming on that tree there the other day so we could get the truck through here. The old one stack Mack with a window in the back. That old Mack's been a good truck, but she's getting some age on her. And we've got a newer Mack truck, but Dad, he's pretty partial to this old 90 model, which it's a good, solid, stout running old truck. You know, it's nothing fancy. It's just an old log truck, and it's really good for things like this, for pre-hauling. Dad, he's not afraid to he's not afraid to take it off in the brush, or, you know, have it knocked around with limbs. It's no big deal to Dad. I kind of like to keep stuff. I like to keep stuff shiny, looking good, which in the logging profession is next to impossible. You just can't hardly do it. That's a pretty good little incline we're going down here. You can't tell anything on these videos and cameras. And this is just an alleyway for the ranch, and I took the skidder and I cut this down right here. I cut quite a bit of this bank off where we could get trucks in through here. I mean, it ain't no trouble getting in and out of here now. Dad, he crawls right up out of there. Some pretty good loads on the old Mack. The old thing, it'll creep pretty good. It's got all kinds of power. I think that truck there has got a 350 Mack motor. And I don't know if there's any truth to this or not, but I've always been told that, like the old Mack trucks, the Mack motors, I was always told they rated their horsepower at the wheels. Now, like I said, I don't know if there's any truth to that, and you hear all kinds of things, and it's probably the last thing I should be doing is talking about that on my YouTube channel here. We need to trim that, but that, I will say this, for a 350 motor, a little 350 diesel engine, I mean, that thing has all kinds of power. I mean, it is a strong engine. And you can load that thing to the hilt with logs, and you can run down the road, and you can just run up hills. It's a good, strong old truck. It just, like I said, the old truck, it's getting to where she ain't much to look at. You know, it's almost 30 years old, but it's still mechanically sound. It could use maybe a little buff job, maybe a good cleaning, good little deep clean. But the thing it needs the most is needs a newer loader. Is what it needs. That thing she needs a good new loader on her. But Dad, he'll probably run that one till it just falls to nothing. Oh, I hate pre-hauling logs, but we get back here, we'll jump in the Prentice. There it sits. See it up there, maybe. I don't know what you can see on your end of things. We'll jump on the old Prentice. We'll pile some logs up. I think Dad's still got a pretty good pile there to get cleaned up. Then we're gonna go further on to the south here and get these piles ready for him. Kind of make his job a little easier, make things go along a little quicker. This truck's truly like an office for me. I mean, and that's part of the reason I got this truck, this particular configuration. I'll get that set of logs, but yeah, this truck is truly my office. I mean, anywhere I go, I've got wireless internet capability. Of course, I keep my laptop right here. It's usually sitting in the back. Of course, I've got a bunch of packages there to mail out for logger threads. I got to get them in the mail when I go in and take lunch today. But that's the great thing about these newer trucks. Man, these things are great. I can sit out here on the job site anywhere, and it doesn't matter if I need to get on the internet to do things. I can sit here, take calls, and roll the windows up, and be comfortable. It makes things really nice for work. 'Cause, I mean, when you got a lot going on, those are things you got to think about. Of course, aside from logging, I've always got a lot going on, whether it be with Timber Tracker or with logger threads now. And just keeping up with all the emails and everything for work and all the phone calls is a job in itself. But it's nice to have that capability anywhere you go to be able to do what you need. And man, this wireless internet wherever I go is outstanding. I use my phone as a mobile hotspot. I'll kick that on, and I can jump on my laptop, and we're off to the races. So we're gonna get this thing shut off. Lop out here. Oh my gosh, stretch my legs. I'm gonna grab these few logs right here from what little pile's left, and I'm gonna take them over here to this bigger pile. Said no, I'll push them up as Dad. He's got enough there where he's at to load. He shouldn't have to move around, so then when he gets done, I'll push those logs up tight again to where he can set in the same spot for the next load. And then we got to go over south here, and I've got a pile there I need to get bunched up for him. And then, gosh, we've got another pasture on over there. I got to get those bunched too, so hopefully we can do that before the rain gets here. Said as humid as it's been the last few days here in Missouri, there's no telling what the weather's going to do. It's probably going to be a lot of pop-up showers, but of course we watch the weather pretty close like any logger does. And it's actually just to the west of us right now. So who knows, might get rained out, might not. I guess let's get this old Prentice fired up, move some logs. Walking back to the truck, I've got the skidder sitting over there, the next pasture over. Just got everything done with this. I think Dad liked about 12 logs from this last pile, so what I did, I took the grapple. They're bucks, so I just bunched them up in that big grapple on that Prentice, and I just packed them over there. That way Dad didn't have to try to pull back through that gate. The other gate's easier to get to. It's a straight shot in there, and it's just, he doesn't have to come through this pasture. So packed them over there. I'm gonna take my diesel truck over there, park it. I'm gonna go on and get that next pile, get the bunching on it. I can see you're looking at my new logger thread shirt. Yeah, the lumberjack. Pretty proud of that. Pretty happy with it. Awesome shirt, fits great. I like a good fitting shirt. I love a good fitting shirt. So, gosh, break an ankle out here. My key out. I never leave my keys in my vehicles, even if I'm parked like right here looking at them. Still don't do it. Never leave my keys in my vehicles. Get out of this mess. It's already humid, terribly hot. We're just under 80 degrees, and it's 9:30. It's just under 80 degrees, 9:30 is what the oh, excuse me, just under, right at 10 o'clock. Clock on the computer thing on the dash changed. So get over here, wait for Dad to come back, see if we can scrounge out a few more of these things. Said I hate this hot, humid weather. It's just, give me fall, ready for September, ready for logging weather. Running alongside Dad here. It's this back pasture. He's got a pretty good load on there. Now there's about Got another load, not quite that big back there. I've got pushed up for me. Just pull up alongside and load. You can't hardly stand to be in these old cab skidders when the air conditioning ain't working. It's like sitting in an oven. Better let Dad go. Looks like you might try to cut me off. Pretty good load of logs on the old truck. We'll go up here and shut this beast off. The old Apprentice. I kind of like this skidder. Man, it's nice because going from those little 540B John Deeres to getting in this thing, it feels like you're just in a monster. All kinds of power. Of course, I know a lot of you guys that run the big cats or tiger cats or even the big deers. This old 490 ain't nothing for you guys. I guess this would be the biggest skidder I've ever ran. I had a 460 timberjack and a single arch. I had that. I had a 648 Deere. It was a D series or D model, whatever you want to call it. It was a strong old skidder too. It had a Esco swing boom grapple on it, which was just the handiest thing ever. I mean, that was the handiest grapple ever. But as far as power, I think this 490, it's probably the strongest skidder I've ever run. It's got all kinds of power. It's just got a little 5.9 Cummins in it. Nothing real big. Now, it will drink some fuel. I'll say that, you know, but at the same time, that grapple, you can pull some footage with it. We get down in the river bottoms and we can hook onto those big sycamore and maple and ash, bur oak, water oak, and we can come right out, man. It's got all kinds of power, all kinds of muscle. It's lunch break for me, guys. I'm getting hungry. I'm ready to go in and eat a bite of lunch. The old Apprentice back here. I think they're good looking skidders, and that's the only one I've ever had, the only one I've ever run, and I've got no complaints about the old machine. I really don't. I tell people it's cheap horsepower. You know, as far as I know, it's pretty much just a 460 timberjack, just a little later model, 460 more or less. But the parts are cheap. It's you know, the resale on those Apprentices, man, the resale on them's not real good. That's why I say it's cheap horsepower, because you can pick up a used Apprentice for not a lot of money for the power you're getting. And like I said, as far as performance, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's no Deere, but it does the job. And I say it's no Deere. I've never run a Caterpillar or a Tiger Cat either, so that's just a little too big for our area and what we need. But like I said, that's handy to have on these bigger jobs, because you don't, for us, like what we do here in Missouri, we don't use it that much. You know, we'll take it to these bigger jobs where we either got to pile treetops or we're working down in the creek bottoms, cutting bigger timber. So it works out well for that. Jump in the old mobile office here. Guys, that's it for today. I'm sure unless we get rained out, we'll be back at it tomorrow doing something. I'd like to be in the timber getting some logs cut and drug out, but we need to get these cleaned up out here on the ranch, kind of get them out of their way, since trucking on the other end of things, they're kind of slacking, so we'll pick up the slack. I'm gonna get off here. Guys, thanks a lot as always for following along, checking out the channel. Facebook, Instagram, Turner Logging LLC. Happy to have you along. Like I said, the new logger thread shirts come in, the lumberjack series. Love them. See all kinds of detail here, all kinds of detail. This is no Hanes or Gildan or anything like that. It's its own brand. This is own brand of shirt here. Everything from tagless neck label, everything. It's all logger threads. You ain't gonna find nothing else in there but logger threads, made in America. So guys, check that out. Check out, like I said, logger threads on Facebook and Instagram. Check out Timber Tracker. Like I said, Jeff Mason. Hope he doesn't watch this. Messed up his name there. Got a little word thing going on. But Jeff, he works hard to push Timber Tracker, the app, just what we got going on with the social media network. Jeff handles the Facebook side, and I just started an Instagram account for that, so I kind of handle the Instagram side of Timber Tracker. So check that out. App's free to download, free to use. Some great things in store for it. So be sure to check that out. Give it a download. Guys, catch you next time.